I think if you have one girl, woman who looks like me, with light skin and the dark and the brown hair and the curvy body, then she will do. We already have one, so we don't need more, and she will play all the parts who fit in that part. For a blonde girl, there are many blonde roles. So for myself, I haven't really found my spot yet. I played some parts, and it was undefinable what my roots are, and I love that.
Okay, so diaspora connection. I'm very curious to find out if you feel creatively that you have a connection to the diaspora. The reason why I ask that is, like, for myself, anywhere in the world I am, if I meet somebody who has like an African background of sorts, there's, even if we don't speak the same language, there's some connection. Either we're gonna hit the dance floor and we'll know each other's groove, or something. So
what is that all about? What is that? I know, it's wonderful. It's like a big family. Yeah.
Tell me how you feel about it.
I don't know. It's maybe.
Because you mentioned your dad always talked about diaspora, so
yeah, my father was really making an effort to make a diaspora statement. He also made this band, Diaspora Orchestra, and we went to Suriname, and I was the tour manager, and they performed on the Caribbean Jazz Festival. He was always, this was his big mission in life. But it feels so rich, but it's, and every, well, it's hard to, because I also want to make a division between the Western society and the rest of the world, actually. And I don't know what it is, but maybe we have more respect for our culture, you know. And what is culture? And culture is the food that comes from the earth, or the trees. Yeah, trees come from the earth, but culture is the music you make, the kind of fabric you use, which comes from your country, and really respecting all that assets coming from the place where you're from. And I think that respect brings a familiar feeling. So I respect the music from my country. I do too. And I respect the fabric. I respect the food from my country. I do too. And and this is a sort of frequency, I don't know what it is, but everybody can dance to that frequency of respect. And it doesn't matter if it's the Balkan music, or it's African drums, or it's Egyptian music, or Polish, or from Mongolia. But when there's that deep-rooted respect from your own source, where you're from, where your roots are, this is culture, and you can dance and speak the same language, even if you don't speak the same words.
I see it like this. Africa is the seed of life. That's what I believe. So there's this energy that just resonates. If you think about, if I would say how Africans all around the world, be their 5th, 6th, 7th, 100th generation, there's this familiar thing of feeling. I feel you. Instead of I think, I feel. And that's reflected in the arts that are produced, being able to perform without learning the written music, you know, the idea of feeling, jazz, you know, playing around, constantly reinventing, the DJ, you know, going, I don't have a musical instrument, I'll bring 2 decks together. Now you got $1 million DJs, graffiti, you know, people being arrested, now it's being sold at Sotheby's. So there's something about that energy that resonates, that kind of constantly reinventing, constantly, that's why I think in general, there's a creative vibe. In terms of representation of Dutch people of the diaspora, do you feel that there's enough representation in the Netherlands? And
Well,
what do
I
you feel?
do have to say they're doing a good job making an effort.
Okay,
Yes.
tell me a bit more about that.
I remember a couple of years ago, maybe 8 years ago, there was a television series and the whole cast was blonde. And I thought it was maybe on purpose, you know, just for the visual fact. That's also, if that's your intention, then it's fine. But I don't think it was on purpose. I just think it's all the Dutch blonde actors in it. There was one dark guy, Surname guy, and he always plays the Surname guy. But that's when I really noticed it. And well, I think I have also a lot of patience. Because I see the transition. I see they're doing really an effort. They're not. It's not really grounded in their awareness of this is just how we have to represent the world, because this is the world. It's not really there yet, but it's somewhere there, entering the casting directors, the filmmakers' awareness. And I'm talking about the media, of the mainstream, because there are a lot of non-mainstream projects who represent beautifully. Yeah. You just have to know where to look, and maybe, get your mind off the money, I think. Because when we think mainstream, I want to be in the mainstream movies because then I will make money. I think that's a big reason, because there's very many filmmakers who make mixed films.
Do you think it's a bit taboo talking about it in the Netherlands? Because I feel like the US have gone through that kind of discourse, even though people are still fighting for more representation on the mainstream. I personally think we need to build the off mainstream. I think that is really important to run, rather than constantly hitting your head against a brick wall. But I have seen a lot of change. Even the 8 years I've been here, really a lot of change. So I'm optimistic. In your personal career, have you seen things change? Have you seen more opportunities, being a woman who's like, you're not sure about her, but you know there's something going on, lady. You know what I mean? You're not not stereotypically Dutch looking. So have you seen opportunities increase for yourself?
Well, no. I think if you have one woman who looks like me, with the light skin and the brown hair and the curvy body, then she will do. We already have one, so we don't need more, and she will play all the parts who fit in that part. For a blonde girl, there are many blonde roles. So for myself, I haven't really found my spot yet. I played some parts, and it was undefinable what my roots are, and I love that, so I could just play.
Just yourself.
Yeah. So, but I haven't made my entrance yet.
Okay. Coming to the last questions now. I want to ask you about period drama. I have a project which is based in the Netherlands in like 1600s, 1700s, with a mixed cast. And my plan is to show Africans here at the same level as Europeans, interacting with respect. And I think it's important that all races see that image, because if you imagine the Africans come from a jungle or just were slaves. So how do you think representing the diaspora centuries ago in the West could have an impact?
Oh, I think it can have a huge impact to have films or series or storytelling where the kings and the queens of Africa are fully represented. Because the people who watch, we create our future based on what is shown right now. So if we keep repeating the same boring stories, then that will be our boring future. But if we represent our a different side, you know, an African queen, you can also be a queen, and not only Beyonce, you know, you know, but you can really be in the government and have a saying over a country and do it right, you know. That is a visual representation. This is golden, because this is how we create our future. And yeah, I would love to see a world where we have diaspora, mixed kings and queens ruling our country. Yeah. Leaders, yeah. Maybe not ruling, but leading our country.
Did you bring that item that I asked you to bring?
Yeah.
Can you grab it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a combination.
Yeah, okay. So can you tell me what you brought and why did you bring it? Tell me.
Yeah, so I brought something that tells something about me. Is I always have this writing book, not per se this one, but I always have my magic book. Because I believe when you visualize in screen or in paper, this will become reality. And all my questions who are circling in my head, or little poems or text, I write them down. So they come out of my system into paper, and then they will become reality. So I always have a book and a pen to write everything. Even when I go to a course or somebody said something interesting, I can write it down and read about it and create on my life. And the second thing is my my jusu. This is my my chanting beads, my prayer beads. And yeah, this is I pray, I chant, I tune in the mystic law, the universal law, and this brings out this deep Buddha nature, the potential of life out. And because you fall out of alignment by everything happens in life, and you don't get what's happening, so you put a negative label on it and you're discouraged. But you can always build again. Every morning is a new opportunity to build another future, every morning. And by chanting the mantra Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, you tune in that alignment with the mystic law, the alignment of life. And I believe, and this practice believes, that everybody has this same core, and we can all tune in and express just the magic of life. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm so grateful for having this, and to be able to see this potential in everybody.
Thank you. That's great. So one last question about the future. So you can just give me that. Oh yeah, put it on the side screen. Just for you have one child. Mm-hmm. What do you see is the future of the Netherlands with all the different cultures that we have now, more and more second generations, third generation, with an African background, for example? What do you see as the future? What kind of environment do you hope for your child?
I hope a very healthy environment for my child, in the broadest sense of healthy. So also a healthy earth, but a healthy mindset, healthy people. And I think when we start to get healthy, we go back to earth, the roots of the earth, and then we take care of the earth, and we can enjoy everything that life has to offer. So enjoy the trees and the nature, but also enjoy the different kind of people this life have to offer. I'm so sad about that people are seeing it from the wrong different side. We think it limits us that everybody is different, but we're so rich in variety of people, and can you imagine you can go to that side and you can go to those people, you can eat that food and you can hear this music, and I hope that veil of unaware of the richness we are will drop, and everybody can just be and enjoy this life.
That's beautiful. One sentence, about this organization I told you, OMEC, which is trying to bring the whole diaspora together. Is there a sentence which you could incorporate for you, how the diaspora could be important, if you see it as important? Just one sentence that could be positive to keep people engaged in working together like this.
Yeah.
You can think about it for a moment.
Well, it has something to do with becoming aware of how rich we are. But I don't know in what sentence.
You could do it in Dutch, by the way, because I can just put subtitles. Sometimes it's easier. It's
Yeah. I don't know.
Or maybe don't use the word diaspora. Just like the idea of connecting and the idea of being proud of being different in a world where maybe you don't get that message, in the media. My point is to increase the representation of people who are not the typical stereotype, and like celebrate that, and also work with each other, like use each other on our work, so that if you don't find a space somewhere, you can always find it,
Yeah.
So and also because I love the connection, that vibration, which is within everybody. I believe it connects all human beings, but for some reason there's a little extra concentration of vibration there, and that's why the dance moves.
That's also a beautiful aspect. I believe we are here to dance, of the rhythm of all different kind of heritages. And let yourself be surprised of the richness of different cultures. Yeah.
Well, you see, now I told you his last question. I've triggered another one. When it comes to the US, for example, we had Black Panther. There have been quite a lot of majority cast projects over there that have been a great success. And one of the things that commissioning editors or studios would say is, well, we don't know if it will sell because it has a lot of Black people. We don't know if the project will sell because it has a lot of Black people.
Yeah.
But I've always questioned that, because I think I watch a whole project with white people and I can have full empathy and see myself in the story.
Yeah.
So what do you think could be the shift in the Netherlands so we see more stories that can take those risks?
If we had the answer to that.
Yeah.
Then we could just write a note.
Yeah.
This is what you have to do.
Yeah.
This is the crucial change in your heart you have to make. Well, I just... it goes so deep. I think some people are so afraid of being rich, afraid of true success, and not only, okay, so my film has so many views because I put all the good elements and the correct white people and but just dare to take that step to put the richness of different kind of people good actors, good writers. Yeah, don't be so afraid, people. We're here to celebrate, you know. Come to one of our parties and dance with us, and you'll see nothing to worry about.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. I think for me, my questions are done.
Okay.
If there's anything you think of that you want to add, we can do it. Otherwise, we're going to move on.
No. No, I just one thing when you explained about the dancing part, I only want to say that. So sometimes I had to explain myself on parties. I'm white, but I'm also from Suriname. But when the music starts, and I was the first and the last to leave the dance floor, and then the people came to me, aha, now I can see you. You have roots from Africa. I said, yes. So sometimes you just don't use your words. Show.
Just dance.
Just dance.
Please like and subscribe. Shout at Hues Films.